Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tax Show for People Who Owe. I'm Dave.
And I'm Phil.
And we have a big announcement, but we're going to start with announcing my title, Phil. What's my title?
CEO of Optima Tax Relief?
Thank you so much. That stands for cheerleader for every Optimian at Optima. Here we are. And I'm going to be that cheerleader today and say we're very proud to accept this award from the Stevies. And our team gets all the credit. This is an award related to customer service. The Stevie Award is an international competition for the best businesses out there. And we compete in the financial service industry. We've been looking for this award for 6 years now. We've been 6 year recipients, but this is the first time we've won overall customer service team of the year. So thank you to all Optimians. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And again, this show is to help taxpayers navigate the complex world of tax administration. And our staff does it every single day. So big kudos to them. Big round of applause, cheerleader. All right, moving on, the big news is the BBB. So what is the BBB?
The BBB stands for the Big Beautiful Bill, otherwise known as HR 1, and it's a big bill with a lot of tax provisions included in it.
A lot of bigs there. Let's start with some of the biggest provisions in the BBB and how it matters to taxpayers who owe.
So I think what is on the top of most taxpayers' mind is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and supposedly no tax on Social Security.
Yes, that's a platform that Trump ran on, and he was able to deliver, surprisingly.
With an asterisk.
Exactly. Well, for the most part, deliver for taxpayers nationwide. So let's start with tax on tips, or no tax on tips, more importantly. What does that mean to taxpayers?
So it's not absolutely no tax on tips. We're talking about a $25,000 worth of income excluded from tax. And again, this has a phase out starting from $175,000 and eventually those benefits will roll off.
So $25,000 of tips could be waived?
Exactly.
Does every category occupation qualify?
That's a great next question. IRS is still trying to figure that out. As with any new legislation, everyone, the industry, and the IRS is scrambling to provide you guidance on what occupations qualify.
Okay, so what's the next big topic we covered?
Next, in similar fashion, is no tax on overtime. You're going to see $12,500 of income excluded if it's overtime. Now, I think big question is how do I track it on your W-2? It doesn't quite say it. So again, a lot of payroll companies will have to coordinate and collaborate with the IRS to figure out how to report overtime to the IRS.
That sounds like an administrative nightmare.
Indeed.
So that's some of the concerns we have here at Optima with how this plays out and the impact on next tax season, right?
Right. And things can feel confusing, but it's no reason to wait to take action the next tax season.
All right. What's the last one you'd like to cover today?
Last one is no tax on Social Security. While that wasn't able to be achieved through the Big Beautiful Bill, the Big Beautiful Bill does cover an extra $6,000 of personal exemptions for anyone that's 65 and older. And with any other provision, it does have a phase out starting at $75,000 of income.
Okay, that's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo that most people don't want to hear. We deal with tax administration here and moving things along for people who have an issue after filing their taxes.
Right.
We talked about stuff before. So what do you see the impact with them with this new bill, if there is going to be any?
There's a lot to navigate. There's tax provisions and non-tax provisions that can impact people's behaviors. If we want to talk about trends, over the last 3 years, we've seen a growth of taxpayers, not who only owe, but owe and have unresolved tax issues.
Got it. So we've seen that get busier here. The pandemic probably has something to do with that. But IRS service levels, what's the forecast for them? Because we're hearing about a lot of cuts.
Right. And we're already feeling it on our end. I'm sure taxpayers out there are feeling it too. Phone lines the holds are longer than ever, right? It's hard to reach anybody. A lot of the staff have left and haven't handed off their duties and responsibilities to the next runner-up. And so it's been confusing for a lot of taxpayers out there. Getting a response from the IRS has been harder to do. And I'm sure if we forecast during tax season, there may be delays. Yeah,
that's what most experts are saying. There's a lot of unknowns heading into this tax season. So it might be more important for you to engage with a tax practitioner early and prepare your return as early as possible. What are some of the other downstream impacts we may see or may predict based on the forecast for lower IRS staffing, all these complexities, all these administrative nightmares we're going to have to implement prior to that? What are some of the things that people should be doing to prepare?
I think staying proactive is more important than ever, especially with sweeping legislative change with the tax system. It can be confusing. To your earlier point, getting professional help to navigate through what deductions you qualify for, making sure you're not paying a penny more, a penny less than you owe, especially in a new tax season with new tax laws, is very important.
Yeah, and like Phil touched on earlier, more and more people may be falling into the category. They seem to be trending towards more people. It seems to be trending towards more people owing, which means you're going to be involved with the IRS after filing, right?
Indeed.
Should be.
And that's going to back up the queues, whether it's calling in to get help, calling in to figure out how to set up an installment agreement or get in a hardship status. All those things are going to be greatly impacted. And to put a number on that, in the past 3 years, we went from a inventory of balance due taxpayers of 9 million to now consistently 15 million and above.
That's the IRS, not Optima. We're not serving 9 million or 50 million. We hope to one day, but that's how many people. It shows you the growth. Just in the small amount of time, we've grown almost double,
right?
Close to double of where we were. Okay, all things considered, it's a pretty ominous outlook for taxpayers who owe. Maybe perhaps the most ominous ever that we've dealt with in our 15 years here of doing this. We have a lower taxpayer service with the reductions in staff. We have a very complicated tax season ahead of us to implement all these administrative changes. And we have enforcement coming back, automated enforcement to taxpayers. So if you do call the IRS with a problem, you're probably not getting an answer. So Phil, with all that, what do you suggest to taxpayers that they do?
As usual, do something. With all these changes, one thing that hasn't changed is penalties and interest and the compounding effect of all that.
Yep, time is not on your side. To get ahead of things, we encourage you to look at Optima Tax Shield. That's a way for you to get a report from the IRS, and there's no red flags created. It's a way for you to find out where you stand, and you can kind of plan and anticipate, get ahead of some of these things that are going to happen. All right, thank you again, Phil, for all that great information. And thank you for joining us today. We will keep you updated in future episodes on the BBB and all things tax administration. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We'll see you next time. Hey, everyone. Thank you for watching today. Please remember to like
and subscribe.
And if you are a taxpayer who owes, we encourage you to go to our website, optimataxrelief.com.
And remember, do something.